Welcome on back, peeps, to our hardcore world, where one wrong step means... and it's all over. So naturally, let's put one of the craziest machines in the game right next to unstable TNT and boiling hot lava, just to make an unnecessary, but, my opinion, necessary, large perimeter for my storage system. Ironically as well though, we're going to be doing this insanely dangerous project inside of the safest biome in the game. First things first though, we kinda need to take care of some unfinished business. Because if you remember, there is a slight possibility, that I might have broken my pickaxe in the last episode when I was mining all that concrete. And of course, in the meantime, Mojang has gone ahead and added in the templates, and you gotta go to a blacksmith table now, and let's just go get a template and go from there. Finally! I only had to go through like 9 bastions to get this dang thing. Well, at the very least, it's easy to duplicate said template, and that way we don't have to go searching again in another 9 or maybe more bastions with my luck. Alrighty, now that we are re-geared and ready to go, it's time to start clearing all of this junk out of the way. There are a few ways, obviously, to clear a massive perimeter of Minecraft. From mining it block by block, to straight up eating the entire world into oblivion with TNT. Sure, of course, mining by hand has a satisfying, grindy vibe, and some solid stat bragging rights, but let's be real here. Ain't nobody got time for that. So, TNT it is. But before we even get into the nitty gritty, really complicated stuff that's gonna eventually break my brain, we gotta actually prep the area. And in turn, that means digging 4 trenches in a square all the way down to bedrock so the machine can actually move around, not get broken by lava or water or random other things. But I guess that's really the only 2 things. I know game dev is hard and all, but when weird stuff like this happens, I really can't help but laugh and question what goes on. Now that our slightly wonky trenches are finally done, they line up as best they can. We now have the extremely unfortunate task of gathering all the materials. And let me tell you, this is about to take forever. Thankfully, I do have a few small farms to help us get started, but there is still a ton of manual gathering to do. Alright, nearly everything is gathered except for the wood. And yet, no, we're not gonna worry about the floating stuff going on behind me. I'm calling it aesthetic, and that just makes it legit, and I don't gotta worry about it until a future me problem. After a few nights of slimeball AFKing and randomly hunting for pumpkins, because yes, I was actually too lazy to build a pumpkin farm, which in reality, it probably would have been more lazy to just build the pumpkin farm. Future video problems. I finally have all the materials to build this beast.
Roar.
Alright, no way did we actually pull that off without a hitch. Please, everybody, knock on wood. Let me know in the comments down below that you actually knocked on wood, because if this fails, I'm blaming all of you guys. I won't. It will be my fault, but still, the thought that counts, I think. Right? Am I actually just bigger brain than I thought? Is Redstone Hawk incoming in the future? Probably not. Let's just hope it doesn't break once we actually flip the switch. $14 diamond ore from one vein? This literally looks so small from above. And to maybe sadly think that sometimes if I only saw one ore, I was just leaving it for the machine to go by and blow up. A wee little extra entertainment for those of you who are also bothered by these guys, just kind of like I am, when they randomly show up out of nowhere, scaring the bejesus out of you. You know, maybe a little extra payback towards them.
R.I.P. and cheerio!
Holy freaking fudge balls. It is actually done. The amount of Fortnite that I played with friends while this thing ran on the second monitor, not to be spoken of. Especially since I think we only managed like 2 crown wins this whole time while this thing was running in the background. I'll definitely be sticking to Minecraft long term. However, this looks so cool. Now it's all dug out, and this is actually the biggest perimeter that I myself have ever done. I think in my previous world, it was only like 250 blocks by 250. This thing's 500 by 500, and I'm gonna eventually have to actually cover this all in of a build. I'm not sure what exactly I was thinking about doing that. I just kind of thought it'd be cool to put the storage system in the middle of all this. I think my brain got a little bit ahead of itself. Side note though, if you ever want to get really rich quick in Minecraft, just build an absurdly massive redstone machine, watch it for a few hours on your second monitor, and boom! You got enough diamond blocks for a couple of beacons and able to buy like a whole server. Time to drop in the floor's centerpiece so we can get a better feel for how this whole build is eventually gonna turn out to look. Okay, wow. That actually came out better than I could have ever imagined. Scratch the whole redstone hawk idea. It was funny, but I'm definitely sticking with building, especially when it comes to the ideas I have in mind for how this whole place is going to actually look. I do have to use my redstone brain a little bit because I'm still going to have to put in said storage system, but we'll get to that when we get to that. Okay, maybe slight confession time. This project took way longer than I actually expected it to. That and life. So rather than keeping y'all waiting for more hot content than I really need to, I'm going to release everything we got up until this point so far in the episode. And then in the next episode, we're going to be building the behemoth of a storage system for my solo hardcore world. And probably just breaking my brain even harder than this machine did. Thanks for watching though, y'all, and bye-bye peeps.